We love hip hop.
We got a new prime minister. For the people who are outside of Canada, that's our equivalent of a president. Duh. But we got a new prime minister in Mark Carney. He got there was the fight between him and Pierre Poilievre mostly. The next man there, Jagmeet Singh from the NDP party, he wasn't gonna make it. They had like 5% of the votes, if that. Let me see if I can find something on YouTube just to get a quick refresher of Mark Carney taking his win. Mark Carney victory speech. Let's see that. Let's go, Carney. And let me know if in the chat, I'll put up a poll. You know, I know this is election shit, but I will put up a poll. Let me know if this was the right choice.
Bonsoir tout le monde.
Bonsoir.
Oh, quel bonsoir. C'est une bonne bonsoir. I have a question. Who's ready? Who's ready? Who's ready to stand up for Canada with me? And who's ready? Who's ready to build Canada strong? Okay, we got that settled. That's good. Avant de commencer, je voudrais féliciter les autres chefs de parti, de leur campagne et de tout le travail qu'ils ont fait.
Oh, we're not doing this, brother. We're not doing this. No, we're not doing this. Fuck your speech, bro. I don't have no problems with him yet. He just got in office, so I have no issues with him yet. And to be honest, I didn't vote, so if I do have any issues, I might have to keep it to myself. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Mark Carney. And apparently this Trump nigga likes him. Mark Carney, Trump. I want to get to some of what Trump had to say about this nigga. I'm not going to spend super long on the politics, though, man. A lot of people ain't fucking with the politics for some reason. Let's see. Here we go.
Jeff Turner. Jeff, good to see you. And let me start with Mark Carney and Donald Trump, set to meet within the next week or so. Carney has been pretty defiant when it comes to Donald Trump. It's interesting to hear the president a few moments ago saying, well, you know, they both hated Trump. It was an election campaign, but I think the conservative hated me more than the liberal guy did. That's open up to interpretation, of course, for all of us. But moving past that, what do you think we're going to see from Mark Carney and Donald Trump? Because there's a lot at stake here politically and economically, Jeff.
I think everything in this government is going to be moving fast. And so here's the first thing to move fast. You know, we did have that call.
Some conservative premiers vis-a-vis the Conservative Party.
I want to find Trump's comments. Right here.
Are you interested in rebuilding relations with Canada? And if so, how?
No, well, I think we're going to have a great relationship. He called me up yesterday. He said, "Let's make a deal." You know, he was running for office. They both hated Trump, and it was the one that hated Trump, I think, the least that won. I actually think the conservative hated me much more than the so-called liberal. He's a pretty liberal guy. But no.
The conservative being Pierre Poilievre. It's weird that they're saying that because a lot of people were saying that Pierre Poilievre is going to make this place into like the 51st state and he's on Trump's dick and all types of shit, man.
I spoke to him yesterday. He couldn't have been nicer. And I congratulated him. You know, it was a very mixed signal because it's almost even, which makes it very complicated for the country. It's a pretty tight race. But he's a very nice gentleman, and he's going to come to the White House very shortly, within the next week or less.
He also said something. He also said something about him and Carney are going to link up once the election is over, and that kind of made my antennas go up just a little bit, just a little bit. How long ago? It was from a few months ago too. Let me see if I can find this. because they got a bunch of new ones. But there was some comments that he made about this guy like a month ago. Damn, bro, these guys are on it. Okay. Canada says Mark Carney Trump must stop. It's right here. Should be in here.
I think I would take seriously what the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom said today. I don't.
No, that's not it. I ain't gonna find it. But there was comments that Trump was making about a month ago where he was like, "Yo, I like this guy. You know, when he comes back in a month, we'll have a conversation." You know what I'm saying? And I was like thinking to myself, well, how do you know that this nigga's gonna be back in a month? Aren't they having an election? Don't we have to figure out who's going to win the election? It's this right here.
Trump is attending the swearing-in ceremony for the U.S. Attorney General for New Jersey
now, and we'll see what happens. But we are
right here,
and we had a very, very good talk. He's going through an election now, and we'll see what happens. But we have Liberation Day, as you know, on April 2nd.
Hope you're enjoying the video. Do me a quick favor while you're here and smash that like button so we can break the algorithm. And join the comment gang and subscribe. It's free.
Because, and I'm not referring to Canada, but many countries have taken advantage of us, the likes of which nobody even thought was possible for many, many decades, for decades.
No, I skipped it. He says it right here. It's like he predicted the future.
Told me today at 10 o'clock. We put out a statement. We had a very, very good talk. He's going through an election now, and we'll see what happens. But we have
tariffs. You said if that were to tariffs, will you be following through with that?
Probably won't. It won't be so pleasant, but I think most countries are agreeing with me. They actually, many of them have actually apologized. They said, "Look, we have taken advantage." And
anyhow, but yeah, like I said, it was in there somewhere in the beginning where he said, "Yeah, we'll meet up in a month. We'll get shit popping." Hey, Trump predicted the future. I really don't think it was really that hard to figure out. Especially, you know, everybody was kind of getting tired of Trudeau. And then all of a sudden he resigned. So I think they kind of positioned all of their pieces in the right places by getting out of the way, putting this guy in place. We're right in the middle of a quote unquote trade war with the United States. There's somebody that Trump likes. If we weren't in a trade war with the United States, to be honest, I don't know if this guy would have won, because for a long space of time, I really thought everybody was on some Polyev shit. A lot of people in my comments, whether it's on Instagram and other platforms, were like, "Yo, Polyev is the guy." Even though for a lot of the mandem, like, if Polyev got in charge, if he became the prime minister, a lot of y'all niggas wouldn't be able to see the light of day for all of the crime that you do. Low key. So I don't know. I don't know why everybody was so quick to say Polyev, but I do understand the other side of things. People were getting tired of the blue hair philosophies and letting your kids go to school and get taught by, you know, right? It was getting a little bit out of control as far as the left side of things, right? The liberal side of things. But when I posted Mark Carney wins, a lot of people in the comments were not happy about this shit. Canada's being run by a Carney. I voted conservative. This shit's got to be rigged. How does 76% of your followers say no, and then they have 175 seats, and conservative have 148 seats counting? Kissing my teeth. Right? This is another example of the internet is not real life. How people feel on the internet and how people feel in real life is two different things. I thought the conservatives were really going to win based on the stuff I saw on the internet. But when I talk to people in real life and hear their reasons for whatever things you just understand that the internet is not real. And one person here, Carney, was the right choice. This right here, this comment, salute to Dumanch. Bullseye. W comment right there. Because if you leave it up to the internet, you will think that everybody's tired of all of the super extra left shit. You know what I'm saying? Right? There was the blue-haired, or not even a blue-haired chick. It wasn't a chick. It was the dude that was there. She put the gazongas in school and was acting crazy. Remember that teacher? And people were like, chill. People are able to go walk into washrooms and be like, yo, I'm a girl. Let me just walk in here, dick swinging. It's getting out of control. So people are like, yo, we need to get this Pierre Poilievre guy. Crime going crazy. People are like, yo, man, this Pierre Poilievre guy, it don't sound too bad. Joe Rogan is not even trying to come to Canada no more. Oh, B, you're gone too far. But dare I say, and this is for me, the person who didn't vote, okay? So I'm not here with Mr. Educated Opinion. Dare I say that you guys were more pissed off at Justin Trudeau than you were at the party itself. So, for example, if Justin Trudeau never resigned, Pierre Poilievre would have won by a landslide. But as soon as they got Justin out the way and put this dude in place, this Mark Carney guy in place, oh, he's used to be a banker, and oh, yeah. He might be able to, oh, Trump, he likes money. Mark Carney likes money, maybe they might be able to fight for real. Just saying. If it was Trudeau in there, Poilievre would be sitting there right now doing his victory lap. But at the same time, now that he ain't there, he doesn't look like he was the best option for a lot of people, or he would have won. No matter how many of us didn't vote. Right? K6 Real says not voting and voting is the same thing. Yeah, because not voting is a vote for the other guy. If you really wanted to make a difference, and I'm speaking even by myself included. I should have pulled up and voted. To be honest, I didn't like any of the two, and I wasn't gonna vote for Jagmeet. So my hands were not tied, but my hands were in the air. I'm like, I don't like the Mike Carney guy. As far as for the Mandem, like the Pierre Poilievre guy was making a lot of sense, but and I understand that the crime had gotten out of control for a while, maybe, but the way he was like, yo, we're throwing away parole, we're throwing away probation, it was like, whoa. I got people who might need that probation program or parole program, might need to come home in 2/3 or at least a third of their time, or at least be eligible, instead of, oh, lock them up, throw away the key, we don't need them, oh, criminals, okay, let's figure out who's who, because we don't want to lock up somebody who is actually innocent, but because you have your whole throw away the key program, you're like, who cares? They smell like a criminal. Calm down, my G. So, all right. I don't know, man. It's just something that I just wanted to bring to y'all attention when it comes to this politics stuff. I really like that comment, though. That's a W comment right there. Because it seems like the internet was feeling something really strong when it came to this Pierre Poilievre guy, but they didn't show up at the polls. You feel me? Let me check the polls before we get off my own polls over here, my own political standings over here, or political polls that I have over here. Is Mark Carney the right choice? 31% says yes, and 69% says no. So then, this goes back to what I'm saying with the internet thing. 69% of the people in my audience over here is like, nah, B, this guy's not the right choice. For all those people who voted on this poll here, and there's only 16 people who voted on this poll. It's not a crazy one. Out of those 16 people, did y'all also go out and vote as well? I'm not here to give my opinion on who I think is the best. I think they both suck. You know what I'm saying? We'll just see what happens. I'm just here to get my money. I'm not even thinking about who's in charge. You know what I'm saying? But from the 16 people who voted in the poll over here, did you go to the actual physical polls and go make that difference over there? You feel me? But yeah, congratulations, bro. You are now the new prime minister. Our problems are your problems, my G. Hopefully, it's in our best interest for him to do good. Okay, even if we don't want him in charge, it's still in our best interest that the guy that we even don't want in charge to be successful, so that we can be successful, as citizens. So salute to him.
We
Thanks
love
for
hip
watching.
hop.
If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to check out these other videos on the screen and make sure to like and subscribe.
We love hip hop.